Yeah. Yeah, morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. I hold like 17 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django based applications. So well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, PyTables, URLlib, right? So, so before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? Yes.
Yes.
Muted అందుగా ఇప్పుడు మన వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తుంది.
Can anyone please confirm that whether my voice is clear or not?
Yes,
Well,
voice is clear.
Yes, sir, clear.
Fine,
And video is
thank you.
also clear.
Fine. So for your general queries, I'll be giving time at the end of the session, right? So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. Right. Why Python? So Python is not a kind of technology which is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got great reasons which makes Python super popular, suddenly super popular, right? And who can learn Python? Are there any prerequisites for Python? No, there are no prerequisites for learning Python. Anyone can upgrade with Python, right? Means the Python statements look like normal English statements. They're not as complex as other programmings, right? So, and even the Python coding will be it's very less coding, right? 1/4 coding as compared with other programmings. Very less code we see in Python. Simple syntaxes given by Python looks like normal English statements. How Python was built? How Python was built means by taking the features or advantages from multiple programming languages. Python has got multi-programming features because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we are going to develop using Python? Currently, what kind of applications are getting developed using Python? Python mostly used for what kind of applications? Python usage, Python features, Python usage, Python features. Right. Python comparison with other programming. Python comparison with other programming, right? You can just check coding wise, length wise, complexity wise, how these Python statements look as compared with other programmings, and reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Yes. And Python scope and job market. What is the current job market of Python and what is the scope of Python in the coming years, right? Yes. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow's session, right? What are these are the things I'll be covering, right? Starting with why Python. I define Python in 5 lines, right? Yes. It's a general purpose programming. It's a general purpose programming. Multi-programming features it has got. High-level language, interpreted language, and user-friendly programming. I'll just brief you one by one. General purpose programming. Python is a general purpose means. So before Python, if you heard, right? Before Python, if you heard about, there were some programming languages like Pascal. There were some programming languages like Fortran, COBOL, right? These languages are purpose-based languages. They are used for a specific purpose. These are used for a specific purpose, not for all these things, right? Purpose-based languages like Pascal and Fortran for complicated mathematical applications and for scientific applications. COBOL for business applications. Means they are used for a particular purpose, but not for all the purpose, right? Okay. But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call it as general purpose programming. So Python is a general purpose programming where any kind of application we can develop, right? Any kind of application like automation application, web applications, gaming applications, networking applications, desktop applications. In this way, like wide varieties of applications we can develop today by using Python. So because of which Python is the mostly chosen programming language today for implementing different domains in different high-end technologies like data science with Python, big data with Python, that is like Spark with Python, PySpark, writing automation scripts in AWS, DevOps, in IoT, in robotics, right? So Python is mostly chosen. Multi-programming features, right? I give a labor example. If you want to launch a new product into the market, for example, if you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market, to attract the customers, what features you want to see within this? Means what all the features we see in different other mobiles, everything if you're embedding into a single piece is going to attract the customers, right? Yeah, in the same way, Python has got features. Python has got features, what all the features we see in different other programmings. All those features we see in Python, right? That is multi-programming features. Because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language. And it's a high-level language. Python is a high-level language. There are two types of languages. There are two types of languages, right? Low-level languages and high-level languages. Low-level languages and secondly, high-level languages. Okay. Low-level and high-level. Low-level languages. Example of low-level is assembly level or machine level language. Assembly level or machine level language. Assembly level or machine level, right? For mainly they are not human understandable. These low level languages, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. Secondly, they are not portable. They are not portable. Machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system, right? So these low level languages like assembly level, main thing, they are not human understandable. They are not portable and machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system. But high level languages like Python, high level languages, right? Like Python. Python, right? Yes. They are human understandable, they are portable and machine independent. They can run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Right? The Python is a cross-platform language which can run on any platform like Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. It's human understandable, it's portable, and machine independent. Machine independent can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Python is an interpretation language, line by line execution we are going to see, which makes debugging easier, right? Python is an interpreted language. Interpreted means line by line execution. So here we have got two types, compilation languages and interpretation languages. Compilation and interpretation. Compilation like C language, interpretation, right? Python. In other programming like C language, Java, right? Compilation means it executes the entire code, right? And if displays if any errors, executes the entire code and displays. Here, line by line execution, we are going to see line by line execution, which makes debugging easy. It's a high level language. Okay. Interpretation language, user friendly programming or programmer friendly programming language, which looks like normal English statements, right? So the syntaxes of Python looks just like normal English statements. They're not as complex as other programmings, right? So Python is a general purpose programming, any kind of applications we can develop. Multi-programming features we see in Python, and high-level language, human understandable, portable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating systems. Interpretation, line by line execution, we are going to see user-friendly programming language or programmer-friendly programming, which provides simple syntaxes, right? So, okay. So Python has got features. Python has got advantages. Python has taken some advantages from one programming, some other advantages from other programming. In this way, from multiple programming languages, it has taken the advantages or features, right? So from which programming languages Python has taken the advantages or features from, right? Python has got procedural oriented programming features, procedural oriented programming features. Procedural oriented programming features like example, C language. It has got features of object oriented programming. Like C++, Java has got it has got features of scripting features. Python has got scripting features. Example like Linux shell script. And Python has got modular programming features. Modular programming features, right? Yes. Modular program features like modular 3. Procedural oriented programming features, object oriented programming features, scripting features like shell script, and modular programming features like modular 3. Okay. So if we talk about that, there are two major programming languages in the industry, right? Currently, like Python and Java are the two major programming languages used for enterprise application development, right? Yes. Frankly speaking, right? Yes. If you go back like 10 or 12 years ago, right? Yes, Java is mostly preferred, where Java is 43% used in the industry, right? And if you talk in the year 2010, most of them, they are not aware that there is a programming language like Python. It was just 3% used in the industry, but 10 years later, so Java, the usage of Java has decreased a little bit, right, to 19%, right? And the usage of Python has increased to 31%, right? I'll just show you some graphs, right? I'll open Google and I'll show you some graphs, which is the most popular coding language in today's, and the percentage usage of programming languages in the current market. Fine. And Java, if you talk about Java developers or Java programmers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming, right? Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java program or application. But Python with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, we can develop many different types of applications. And shell script, right? Shell script. Or like Python has got scripting features where scripts, where this we will be writing many automation scripts within this IoT robotics in AWS and DevOps, right? And modular programming features. Python has got a great boom today because of this modular programming features, where Python providing nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules for different domains, right? Whatever domain you are from, Python has got module, right? Whatever domain like testing or networking, Python is providing modules, right? Yes, just observe here. If you're from data science background, Python's providing separate modules for data science. So like we have got NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn, nearly 10 to 15 modules available for data science environment, right? Similarly, whatever domain you are from, like if you are from big data domain, right? Big data. Python has got separate modules for this big data environment, right? And if you're from any like networking background, Python has got separate models and separate framework itself. Python is providing for networking environment. Twisted Python, right? It's a framework given by Python for network applications and for testing or test cases, right? Yes. And even for operating system kinds of OS kind of activities, right? OS, like removing a directory, creating directories, performing all these OS related activities, right? The name of the model itself is OS. And if you're from database background, right? For every database, right? Python has got a module using which we can easily connect with the database. Like if you're from Oracle, right? For Oracle, like we have got CX_Oracle. So using that model, we can easily connect. It has got many built-in functions using which we can easily connect, right? And apart from this, if you have like MySQL, we have got PyMySQL, right? Yes. Using which we can easily connect with database. Python can easily connect with, it's not as complex as like Java connecting with database, right? We need to have a lot of knowledge about the drivers. But here just 1-2 minutes of discussion is enough. Just by providing the connecting parameters, username and password, we can easily connect with the database. And for SQL server, right, we have got like PyODBC. In this way, for every database, Python is providing a module using which we can easily connect. And apart from this, Python, apart from this, right, Python also used for, it is providing different modules for files. So like Excel files, CSV files, JSON files. Like for Excel files. For Excel files, Python is providing a separate module like Excel or the XLSX writer, using which we can easily create Excel workbook. Excel file can be created. Within that Excel workbook, we can create Excel sheet by writing Python statements. I'll just write 3-4 lines of Python code. I'll execute it, go and check. A Excel workbook will be created. Excel file is created with whatever name you have given, whatever location you have specified, right? At that location, you can check. A Excel file workbook will be created, right? And within that, again, I'll write some 2-3 lines more, and you can go and check. Sheets will be created. Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Into sheet 2, I want to write. Into sheet 3, from sheet 3, I want to read, right? Yes. And any types like CSV files, or CSV files, right? Yes. Comma separated values. We have got the name of the model itself is CSV. And for any like JSON, JSON, and for PDF, we can easily create a PDF file by writing Python code. I can just generate a PDF file. Apart from this, for mathematical operations, math operations, right? We have got math module using, we can perform various mathematical operations and statistics. We have got models for this. And apart from this, we can generate graphs, any types of graphs like normal graphs, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, pie graphs. All this we can generate by using Python. And what kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications, right? Just I'll brief you one by one where exactly this Python is used. Python real-time applications. Python mostly used in developing web applications, right? Where a lot of web applications are getting developed. You may ask from last 20-25 years, like we have got Java.NET are widely used for developing web application. Why again Python? So Python, right? Yeah, I'll just okay. Web applications, right? Yes. Why we need to go for Python means Python has got framework like Django framework, right? It has got framework like Django. Not only Django, it has got Flask, Pyramid, Bottle, TurboGear. Among all this, Django is the most famous framework, right? Okay. The Django using framework like Django, right? At a rapid speed, you can develop a web application with very less coding, not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programmings. Secondly, Python is used within this automation applications, right? Using technologies like that, using technologies like data science, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps, right? So if I talk about this IoT, right? We're like Internet of Things, everything through internet, right? Everything through online banking, online shopping, online exams, online healthcare. So IoT is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for exchanging data, for collecting data and controlling the things from the place where you are, right? So in the coming days, you are going to see a lot more applications on IoT. If you have seen like smartphones or smart TVs, you are going to see like smart homes, smart cities, right? Yes. So it is a electronic devices, IoT, electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other, right? So 90% of the coding in Python, right? Apart from this, in data science, everything deals with the data, right? Data has got experience, data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform like data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations, right? It's a blend of techniques. The main technique what we see here in data science, ML, machine learning, right? Machine learning. So machine learning, right? We have got many machine learning techniques or algorithms. like regression, classification, clustering, recommendations. Nice. For all these techniques, right, to implement, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for implementing this machine learning, deep learning, AI act. And in DevOps, right? Python is one of the best. Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries, right? And Python is used here in decreasing time taken by this life cycle of this, right? So by writing many scripts, right? And apart from this, Python today, like Python mostly used in another major area like a big data environment. Just I'll take a minute where exactly this Python used within this big data, right? Okay. So I'll come back to all your general queries, right, at the end of this session. Yes. So big data today, if you see like huge data is getting generated, right? What is the data storage units? How the data is getting stored, like KBs of data, MBs of data, GBs, gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes, exabytes, zettabytes, etabytes, right? Zettabytes. So you should have seen KBs of data, MBs of data, GBs of data, even TBs of data you should have seen. But petabytes of data, is it getting generated in the current world means? Yes. Take example of social media like Facebook, right? That's what millions and trillions of users throughout the world. In a minute, how many posts and videos are getting circulated? What is the data generated by Facebook in a minute? Not only Facebook, right? Today, like a lot of applications generating data, huge data, right? If I take just 1 minute of transaction, they're generating huge data, right? Like Facebook, if you talk about Facebook, Facebook and Twitter tweets. Okay, Facebook and Twitter, right? And in Google, right? Google queries. What is the data generated by Google in a minute? And YouTube videos upload. What should be the storage capacity to store all these videos? Email messages. What is the storage required to store all these messages? And bank transactions, telecom transactions, and e-commerce transactions, like Flipkart or Amazon transactions. For all this, right, we have got some big data, huge data is getting generated, right? So we have got some big data tools, right, like Hadoop and Spark. This Hadoop and Spark, they use languages like Scala, Python for implementation, right? Especially Spark with Python. It's like PySpark, right? Even Spark is an execution model implemented by using Python. So even in this PySpark, right, in big data environment, Python is apart from that, right, what are the various other applications, right? Yes, it is used in scientific applications. Right? We have got CP. Yes, scientific applications, right? We have got CP, scientific Python, and for numerical analysis, NumPy, right? Numerical applications, numerical analysis, right? We have got NumPy model for it, NumPy. Apart from this, right, we have got graphical user interface for animation applications. Graphical user interface for animation applications, like we have got TK Inter and PyQt models, right? And Python mostly used like in game development. Lot of games are getting developed today by using Python. Single user, multi-user online games. So especially for game development, Python providing a framework called Pygame. A framework given by Python for developing games. PyCora, another framework given by Python for developing games, right? And one 3D rendering libraries, like we have got PySonic for developing 3D games, right? Yes. Apart from this, Python is used for scheduling tasks, right? Scheduling tasks. We have got Airflow for it, and for testing or test cases, right? Python testing or test cases. Apart from this, Python is used for software development, right? Software developers make use of Python as a support language. And one of the hottest application of Python, like database application, right? Without database, there is no web application, right? Yes. So Python can connect with any database, right? And for network applications, especially for network applications or for network programming, Python providing a separate framework like Twisted Python, right? And for business applications. For business applications, Python is one of the best choice in developing e-commerce sites, e-commerce systems, right? Yes. Apart from this, Python used for web scraping, right? Scraping data from different websites. Scraping data from different websites. Apart from this, yes. Scraping data or extracting data from different sites, right? Apart from this, Python used for audio and video applications. As part of the course, I'll be discussing some audio and video applications creations in the Django framework, right? Yes. Audio and video applications. And not only for this computer applications, even for civil environment, electronics environment, right? For CAD, 3D CAD applications, right? Computer-aided designing. And for embedded applications. The most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation, right? And apart from this, like computer vision, right? Computer vision, like face detection, color detections, and for object detections, right? This Python is preferred. Apart from this, for data analysis, and apart from this, like for desktop applications creations, right? Desktop applications creations, like this Python is preferred. So these are in this way many varieties of applications we can develop using Python. These are some of those which were mostly used in creation of web applications, automation applications, in gaming applications, networking applications, in scraping data, right? Yes. Yes. Which companies are using Python today? Which companies are using Python today? Like that. Who are using Python today? Like who are using Python? And topmost applications, right? Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python, right? So Google using Python for its web search systems, right? Google is one of the best example for Python web applications, right? First, the Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python, right? And secondly, right? YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Yahoo using Python. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Instagram built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram to choose for Python is Python features, Python hybrid features, right? And other applications, if you heard about like Quora, Reddit, if you heard about these applications, Python is built. These applications are built using Python. Pinterest, one of the famous OTT platform like Netflix using Python for its security automation and subscription related, right? Yes. And BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. This is like Python script, yes. Maya, a powerful 3D animation, uses Python script, right? Dropbox using Python. iRobot for military and commercial applications, right? And companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose, right? Hardware testing, right? So these are some companies which are using Python. We have got many more. And reasons, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes. First thing, very less coding you see. Very less coding we see in Python. Not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming. Programmers or developers are attracted towards Python, migrating towards Python because of its very less code. And simple syntax is given by Python, which looks like normal English statements. And multi-programming features. We got Python has got multi-programming, right? Multi-programming features. Hybrid features like, and interactive mode. Python has got interactive mode, which you cannot see in other programmings, right? Interactive mode, we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, right, it gives response. Yes. Interactive mode. For example, for interactive mode, right, just in the search panel, I am typing CMD. If I type Python here, right, Python interpreter gets opened. Python 3.11 and Python interpreter 3 arrow symbol, right? Yes. I can type any valid Python statements and I can interact here, right? Yes, 3 plus 4 I'm asking. 45 into 26, I'm asking, right? X as 10, Y as 4. What is X value? What is Y? What is X plus Y? For every statement, it gives response, right? X into 2, 10 into 2, X to the power of 2, 10 square. This power symbol in Python double star means 10 square means 100, right? X equal to hello HELLO, right? Yes, X into 3 prints hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times, right? In this way, right, you can just interact with Python statement by statement. It gives response for every statement. If it doesn't have knowledge about any particular functionality, then type here and check what response it is going to provide. So quit, we want to quit function that coming out of it, right? Yes. Interactive mode, right? Very less coding, simple syntaxes, multi-programming features, interactive mode, and wide varieties of applications we can develop, right? Wide varieties of applications. Many built-in libraries, right? Yes. Many built-in libraries, like nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python providing for different domains, right? Yes. So these are the reasons which makes Python super popular. Like we've got thousands of modules, varieties of applications. We can interact with it statement by statement, very less coding, simple syntaxes, right? Yes. To show you the scope and job market of Python currently, and I can say that Python is the #1 ranked programming language today with a diversified number of applications creations. So I'm just opening Google and I'll show you these things, right? Popular coding language from the last 2-3 years, right? Yes. So top 10 programming languages, right? You can see Python, JavaScript, next comes Java, all this, right? Yes. So the most popular programming languages, Python first, next comes Java, JavaScript. Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorn. Python, Java, JavaScript. Python remains most popular programming language, right? Python, Java, JavaScript, right? Yes. Ranking wise, if you can check, like Python, Java, C, C++. Okay, Python is the #1 ranked, right? And if we can see this graph, Python is mostly used with 31% usage, like Java 19, C++ 9, C 6%, right? And by ranking by job openings, right? Yes. Ranking by volume of job openings, Python and SQL remains first in this job openings, right? And even by average salaries, Python stands first. And if you can see the Python jobs currently, right? You just type and check Python jobs in the Google, right? Python jobs. Lot of jobs for Python. We can just scroll down and check. So here, if you can see 27,000 Python jobs, 27,000 Python jobs in Hyderabad, right? And 7,000 Python developer jobs in Hyderabad. 10,000 plus Python jobs, 1,000 Python developer jobs available in Hyderabad, right? Yes. Otherwise, even if you go with the Python Django, if you got updated with Django jobs, you can say, right? Very few people know that Django, right? So as part of the course, we'll be going with Python Django, Django jobs. 32,000 Django job vacancies. Django job vacancies, right? All right, here you can say 5,900 Django jobs. Here, right. 2,000 Django job vacancies here. In this way, you can see a lot of jobs for Python and Django today. So, yes, you can just check this course content, what I'm going to discuss as part of this course, right? Yes. Python, starting with Python basics, Python, why Python is free applications, features, versions, installation, and flavors. Python operations, Python mode, batch mode, Python data types, Python constants, Python variables, comments, input output statements, escape sequences, strings, operators in Python, arithmetic comparison, assignment, right? Python ID is what in real time we use IDs, right? I'm going to show you on all these IDs like Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, PyCharm. So flow control statements, looping statements, strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, collections in Python, list operations, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested lists. Similarly, like tuple operations, sets, dictionaries, dictionary operations, functions in Python, different categories, right? Different types of arguments, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, different functions like lambda functions, filter function, map function, reduce function, models in Python, how to import a model, different ways of importing, renaming and reloading, package in Python, errors and exceptions, file handling, reading and writing data to files, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, class object inheritance, polymorphism, static, non-static, constructors, destructors, garbage collector, method overriding, inheritance, right? Yes. And many models related to different domains, right? Some models related to regular expression, some models related to OAS, some related to graphics, some related to data science, some related to big data, right? In this way, different types of models I'll be discussing. Regular expression for extracting required data from the given data. For database access. Python data and time. OS model, operating system model, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closures, decorators, web scraping, working with CSV, Excel, JSON files, graphic programming, TK into Excel workbook, working with Excel files, data analytics like pandas, numpy, matplotlib with many working examples. Introduction to this data science and Python pandas, Python numpy and Python matplotlib. This is what Python. So I'll be taking nearly 60 to 70 hours for this, nearly 70 hours for this Python. And apart from this, people who go for Django, full stack Python, Django, right? In Django web frameworks, Django installation, project architecture, applications creations, Django views, templates, Django admin, Django models, advanced concepts in Django strategies. And apart from this web development, UI technologies knowledge also I will be providing before you go with Django. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and MySQL, right? This is what. So as I said, right? Yes, I'll take 2 minutes more. So first thing is Python. Within this Python core, Python advanced and application-oriented modules. All this I'll be discussing for nearly 70 hours, right? 70 hours of course. Takes nearly 2 months. 2 to 2.5 months, right? Apart from this, people who wants to go for full stack. So first, web development. I'll be briefing you with that HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. Apart from this, the Django framework. And within this Django framework, I'll be showing you nearly 15 to 20 apps creations, applications, right? So hands-on statement by statement, I'll show and you. And a project. So for this entire, for only Python, people who wants only Python core and advanced, right? Python core and advanced, just the fee structure is only 5K. And those who wants to go for web, this total full stack, right? For this entire thing, this is also of, so actually it is of 7K only for this web development, but it is given for 5K. Combined, if we take that, so only Python it is 5K, and for this web development Django it was 7K. As a single package, if we take, you can just pay for 10K. Right, so this is what this is going to be covered, right? So every session is video recorded. You will be getting the recorded video of the session, and it's the soft copy of the notes. Topic wise, you'll be getting assignments and tasks will be provided on every Friday. Right. And getting the output is not the criteria. Here you need to build your own code, right? And yes. If you got any other queries, right? If you got any queries, now you can go with your queries, right? Yes. Tomorrow also you can attend the session same time at 7 a.m. using the same link, right? To see more on this Python. Everyone, you can attend the session tomorrow, same time, using the same link to see more on this. Tomorrow it's like we'll be continuing the session from where we have stopped. More discussion on it, right? Yes.
Sir, I have one
Sir,
question.
what is
Yes. So it's your query.
Sir,
Yes.
I am a non-IT person. Currently, I am learning that DevOps from DurgaSoft. So, which course is good for me, like in Python, that full stack or this one, the short one?
So Python Core Advanced will be there, right? Python, after learning Python Core Advanced, for developing applications, right? If you want to do a project, compulsory this Django
Mhm.
framework is required. Means
Mhm.
you better go for full stack only, where you will see everything from the basic part, right? HTML, CSS, everything will be covered. So
Okay.
means
And this is for
means
4 months, right, sir?
two types of things you can develop. Means there are mainly two categories of people who update Python, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can say like 1 second. So if you want two categories of people who updates Python. First
Yes, sir.
category of the people who they learn Python core and advanced. They learn core and advanced, right? Yes. Those people after learning this Python, only Python core and advanced, right? After learning, they'll go for data science, implementing data science using Python, using big data using Python implementation, and in writing automation scripts in AWS DevOps,
Mm-hmm.
in IoT, in robotics. Means their career won't be in Python. They will be just using Python. They'll be implementing the other things, right?
Okay.
So here for data science with Python, big data, AWS, DevOps, all this, their career will be in these things, but they'll be using Python as the implementation language. Second category, who wants to become a Python, who wants to have a career in Python, who wants to become a Python developer, Python full stack developer, right? Those
Mm.
compulsory, they need to have knowledge on full stack. They need to have knowledge on the Django framework, applications development, right? So if you want to do a project in Python, right, a framework like the Django is required.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So everything will be discussed from the scratch ground level to the advanced level. Right? Yes, some,
Yeah, so what is the duration of the full stack batch?
yes, 1 second. So just I said only Python code it's 2 months, and for this entire remaining web development in Django it takes 2 months, totally 4 months, right? But if anybody has got urgency and if you want, if doesn't want, if unable to spare 4 months, right? After just 5, 10 days or 2 weeks of this Python starting, right? If any batch I'm starting on Django or this web development, right? That is,
Mhm.
you can attend the means in the weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, I'll be starting mostly. So you can attend those sessions parallelly, right?
Okay. And
Means
what are the batch we are having right now? So that is from Monday to Friday, or we are having for a whole days a week?
Monday to Friday,
Okay. At the same duration and 1.5 hour, or what is the duration of each class?
1 hour daily, Monday
Mhm.
to Friday. And later, if I getting if I'm running out of days, sometimes I'll be taking Saturday at the last. So
Okay. And what about the payment? If we are going with the full stack batch, then do we have to make a full payment right now, or can we do it later on, like partial payment is available?
so now that is if you are doing with a single payment, right? It's like 10K. It was said,
Mhm.
and if you're doing it, it will be like 12K later. 5.
Okay, got it.
To learn the Django framework, do we need to have knowledge of the Python? Because if you want to attend the classes parallelly to complete, less time.
Immediately, Django won't be started, right? You will go with the web development. Means HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript will be discussed. They can go that parallelly, right? Python you can attend, and that web development like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, where Python is not required there. After that, and again, Django introduction, Django installation, basic applications for all those. Python is not that much required.
Okay.
And also you'll see very less coding even in Django environment also. Everything pre-written code will be available. So if you go through this, right, 1 second. The previous batches. See, these are that I said just observe. Clear notes will be provided. Yes. Right. Any other queries? Yeah. Still any other queries, right? Anyone?
Can we attend few more sessions before paying the fee?
Yes. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I can attend the sessions.
Okay. And sir, what about the recordings? Are we getting the recording for today's session as well?
Yeah. Today's recording you will be getting to your check your mails, right? YouTube
Mails.
link will be given.
Okay, got it.
YouTube, it will be uploaded in the YouTube, and that YouTube link will be given to your mails.
Hi, sir. Django and web development is also covered the online classes, right?
All are through online mode only, right? All this full stack and their full stack will be through online mode. So, but whenever I'm doing any application, right? Application 1, application 2, application 3, right? So just you will be seeing my screen and you will be doing parallelly along with me, right? In applications, Django apps. Once the application 1, everyone has got the output. If anyone got error, you will be sharing the screen, right? Application 2, application 3, right? Right. In this way. All the sessions like interactive sessions. So today, as it's a demo, I was speaking most of the time, but general regular sessions, right? Where you will be, everyone will be unmuted status. You can ask query at any part of the session by unmuting, and for every statement I type, you people will be responding with the expected output or result, right? Right.
Sir, if I miss today's session, let's say, so can I attend the another batch which is going with the same content.
Yes, yes. So once you get enrolled with me with this course, right, you can attend any of my batch.
Okay.
So as some of them, the shift will be changed because of it. I've got some evening batches, right? If your shift is changed, you can just give an intimation, right? And you can just attend that evening batch or morning batch, right? If any other new batch starts. Okay. Either Python or Django, right? Yes. So yeah, DurgaSoft provides a certificate, right? After the course, right? We will be getting one certificate from DurgaSoft. Okay. Fine.
And so there is some certification available with the Microsoft as well for the Python. So are we going to
Yes,
prepare?
yes. Yeah, people who go for certification programs also, right? I'll just brief you. I'll take some sessions, right? What is the syllabus for it? What is, how your performance will be measured? What kind of topics you need to concentrate, right? And how your performance will be measured? What types of questions and how the question types, everything I'll be discussing separately, right? Fine,
Okay.
fine. So tomorrow also you can attend the sessions, right? Same time using the same link, right? So if I'm done with your, so and people from non-programming or zero programming, right? Can attend tomorrow's session especially, right? I'll be just briefing you with some example sample codings of Python. You can just check how simple the statements of Python looks, right? Yes. Yes, Dilip Kumar. Okay, you people can attend the session tomorrow and day after tomorrow also, right? Before you go for the payment, right? Yes. Okay, fine.
Okay,
So,
sir. Thank you.
if I'm done with the queries, right, then I will sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time. Right? Thank you all for your time.
Sir,
Thank you. Yeah, any query?
yeah, I have a query.
Yes.
So, sir, I've seen in Python there is a multiple module, okay, like a NumPy, Pandas. So, can we achieve these what we achieve through the Pandas or NumPy without that module? Is it possible to only the Python we can achieve that thing?
These are modules given by Python, right? Python has
Hmm.
got 89,300 inbuilt modules, right?
Hmm.
So using the models, we are going to perform. Yeah, there are many built-in functions within the models. Means
Okay.
within each model, we have got many built-in functions. We have got math module. Within the math model, we have got square root function, power function, many
Hmm.
other functions available, right? So we don't write huge codings directly. We can make use of those functions. The same way
Okay.
for matplotlib for plottings and visualizations.
Hmm.
DAR function if you use bar graph will be generated. HIST means histogram will be generated. We don't need to write any huge codings. The
Okay, so
tomorrow,
sir, yeah,
yes.
so sir, I just have want a confirmation. Like, if we are working for the file, okay, like converting file one format to other file or divide based on the particular column, multiple file generation. So, is these part covered? We covered in Pandas or what module for that?
We have got separately file handling.
Yeah, yeah, file handling.
We have got file handling, how to create files, how to just by writing Python code, how can I create a file? How
Hmm.
can I write data to a file by writing Python statements only?
Hmm.
And how to work with different file formats like Excel, CSV, JSON, all this we'll be discussing, right? Different files, how to handle different types of files, right?
So for
And
Pandas required for this or through the basic Python we can means without that module we can achieve this thing.
Pandas, if you have got some Pandas may be only used for big data environment, right?
Hmm.
Means for huge data like lakhs and millions of records, transactions, right?
Hmm.
For huge data, we go for
Hmm.
Pandas module.
Okay. For converting one file to other file format like a CSV to Excel, that thing is not required. Means if we don't have a huge data, suppose 100 rows I have, so no need to go with the Pandas. Through the Python only we can convert it, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Pandas, Matplotlib, NumPy, these models are the important modules. Even it adds some weightage to your resume, even if you have got knowledge on this modules. These are the right mostly used for data analysis. These models are mostly used for data analysis, right? And data analytics.
Okay, and
There
sir,
are-
the pandas and all, is this a very heavy software, means very heavy module, or is it required any installation, or just with the Python it's coming?
With Python, it won't come. We
Hmm.
need to separately, all this, most of the modules like database modules, data
Hmm.
science modules, all these modules we need to separately install it. It won't come along with the Python. So only basic modules like OS modules, other things we may get, but all
Hmm.
remaining, all we need to download, we need to install. Hardly takes less than 1 minute. to
Okay.
install those. It's not very simple, right? It's not complex.
Hmm.
Just it takes like nearly 10 to 15 seconds to install.
Okay, so means in this course we learned everything in depth, right? Like all the not all the, most of the module which is required, we cover in this
Yes,
this.
we are covering all these database modules, regular expression modules, graphic modules, OS modules, data science module, big data, all this, and how to create our own modules, right?
Hmm.
Which are not available. How to can we create our user-defined modules?
Hmm.
Everything. So it's not a 45 hours course, right? It's 70 hours only for Python. And
Hmm.
apart from 70 hours for Python, nearly 50 more sessions for this web development and this Django. Total, it's
Hmm.
120 to 125
Hmm.
hours. Right, we'll be spending 120, 125 hours, right?
Uh,
Total 4 months.
Yeah. So, sir, I have one more query. Like, I've done the AWS. Okay. So, what thing is required to create AWS policies and all, like Lambda function, the scheduling and everything, like for Airflow DAG. So, the coding is required for Python. Coding is required. So, after this course, can we done that query, means that script we don't
Yes,
means.
yes, totally, yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
here even we'll be discussing lambda expressions, lambda functions, right?
Hmm.
Filter functions, reduce functions, map
Hmm.
functions, each element transformations, filter
Hmm.
transformations, aggregated transformations, right? Many kinds of
Okay.
transformations you can apply and you can work with it, right? And
Uh,
also I'll be discussing about like OS sys modules, right?
hmm. Okay, so what programming is required for AWS, means Python programming is required. We can cover, means after this course, we can easily code, means for the AWS, what is thing is required, we can easily do this, right?
See, people from different backgrounds will be updating with Python, right?
Hmm.
People from data science, people from big data, people from AWS, DevOps, from networking, testing,
Hmm.
from different backgrounds.
Hmm.
So not only that, for database background, in this way, different background people will be updating with Python.
Hmm.
So mostly I'm covering models for related to different domains, but still
Hmm.
domain specific models will be there. In Python, thousands of
Hmm.
models are there. Domain
Hmm.
specific models are there. Even like for AWS DevOps, there are some models like Boto 3,
Hmm.
and even for data science, big data, different domain specific models. How
Hmm.
to explore those modules, how to get help, how Python is going to, if there is a
Hmm.
help function in Python where you
Hmm.
can just dig in, just we can
Hmm.
work, explore those particular modules. How to use with the modules, how to work with the modules, different ways of importing, and how to work with this, everything you'll be learning within this course, right? Once
Hmm.
if you work with some models, with the other models also in the same manner, you can just explore those.
Okay, and sir, there is a one more Python class I have seen. It's a fast track, means the duration is less. So, is it good for us? Like, for I want to do this course because I'm working in AWS. The Python coding is required. I don't understand that part. Okay, so which course is suitable for me? This one or the
Now,
fast track one?
so that is up to you, but this is 70 hours course, right? Where you will be getting full command on this Python, right? With many working examples, we'll
Hmm.
be discussing, right? In brief, in depth. You can see the course content also.
Hmm.
You can compare with the other training sites. You can see
Hmm.
in depth, we'll be discussing with this Python core advanced and see mainly
Hmm.
three things, right? Python core advanced and application oriented modules will be discussing in brief, right?
Hmm.
In Python. Apart from that, web development and the Django framework applications creations, right? Yes. Everything will be in brief.
Okay, and sir, this class will over before or till 8, right? Because I have another class which is started at 8. So I don't
too-
want to lose anything.
I too have class at 8 o'clock, another session, right? So today I just cancel it because you people will be having many queries, right?
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
So, okay, fine. So hope I'm done with your queries, right? Still, if you've got queries, you
Yeah.
can ask in the tomorrow session. So same time, like 7 tomorrow using the same link, right? Yes. So tomorrow I'll be just showing you the coding wise how, without any knowledge of Python, I'll just show you some examples of Python code where you can easily understand everything 100%, right? Yes. So like Python comparison coding wise, I'll be discussing in the tomorrow session. right?
Do we need to install any pre-installation of IDs, sir?
Everything,
Python program?
everything I'll show you how to download and how to install, right? Step by step. Okay, fine.